So hello everybody and welcome to the channel Bob Sales This Time's Next Year. So before we get into the drop article, let's get into the story. Edgar Rice Burroughs was an American author best known for his work of science fiction and adventure, particularly the Tarzan and Barsoom series. Born in Chicago, Burroughs worked various jobs before turning to writing in his 30s. His first novel, Princess of Mars, was published in 1912 and introduced readers to the planet Barsoom, also known as Mars, and its hero John Carr. This novel and its sequels established Burroughs as a leading figure in the burgeoning genre of science fiction. The character of Tarzan quickly became a cultural icon and was adapted into numerous films, TV shows and many others. Burroughs is now considered a pioneer of science fiction and high significance in his own genre. Burroughs was so in love with what he created, he actually had a California ranch which is now the centre of a Tarzania neighbourhood. This of course is in Los Angeles. Burroughs actually chose this as his final resting place. Burroughs was an explicit supporter of eugenics and scientific racism in both his fiction and non-fiction. Tarzan was meant to reflect both these concepts. So the brief explanation of that would be, one's like creating a superhuman, playing with human genes, and the other one refers to racism and whether certain races are superior and stuff like that, and whether it can be changed. Bearing in mind Burroughs was actually born in 1875, there were very different times. Burroughs was actually in his late 60s when he was in Honolulu at the time of the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. Despite his actual age, he applied for and received permission to become a war correspondent, becoming one of the oldest US war correspondents during World War II. This period of his life is also mentioned in William Brinkley's best-selling novel, Don't Go Near the Water. So with all that being said, let's get into the drop article and the drop details for today. ERB Inc., which of course is Edgar Rice Burroughs if you've been listening, Tarzan Yell animated statue is being released on VeVe. This drops Friday the 7th of April, 8 AM PT, which is of course 4 PM UK time. Now for this drop we're getting one collectible that's both animated with sound. The cost price is the big whopping fee of 60 gems, which I think is too high, and the editions is 2,400. This rarity is classed as an ultra rare, and this is a first appearance. First edition for public sales 41, and of course a total of 90 editions will be kept by VeVe and the licensors. So with all that being said, let's take a look at the animation and the action. So the collectible itself actually looks better than what we see on the VeVe article at first, the first picture. Now the sound itself actually sounds like a dying goat. It sounds very robotic. I don't like the sound whatsoever. Now the animation itself is actually really nice. I do like the animation. But as I say, the sound does kind of let this one down. Again, with the cost price being 60 gems, I do believe this is going to be too high. Editions on this one I also believe are too high. So I do believe this won't sell out. I predict that this is going to sell about 200 to 300. So as always, I've been your host, Bob Sales. This time next year, we will be millionaires. A peace.